Welcome to our functional fitness class, part of our Grow with GoGo series. Before we get moving, just a quick reminder of what else GoGo offers. So in addition to these classes, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services, all by calling one number. And that phone number is 855-464-6872. We also have a referral program. So if you go to the bottom of your GoGo receipts, there is a code. If you give that code to a friend, once they've taken their first service with GoGo, you will both receive $30 in GoGo credit. So a pretty big win-win if you know someone else would benefit. We also have a Facebook group. So if you ever want to continue any of our conversations online or just see how other members are using GoGo, you can find us on Facebook and we'll share a link to our page in the chat. Alrighty, and to the meat of the program. If we haven't met, I am Adra. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness classes here at GoGo. What do we need? So for functional fitness, this class is primarily standing. So unlike our yoga class that is almost all seated, this class is primarily standing. That being said, you take breaks whenever you need. You can sit when you want. If we're doing upper body, you can always sit when we're doing upper body as long as it's appropriate for the exercise. So just listen to your body, adjust as needed. We do often use a chair for balance support, so it's nice to have a chair nearby. Sometimes we'll sit in it as well, although not every session. It's useful to have some light weights. So 1 to 3 pounds if you've been taking class for a long time, maybe 4 pounds. You could grab water bottles, you could grab cans, or of course you can go through all the exercises without any added weight. But sometimes it's nice to hold on to something. So grabbing some cans can be nice if that feels good. Um, and with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So here in a moment, my screen should pop up nice and big for you. If for some reason it didn't just do that right now, you have to adjust your settings. So what you will do is move your cursor to the top right-hand corner of your Zoom screen, and a box will pop up that says View. You want to pick Speaker View, oop, and you'll see me nice and big. Or if you pick Gallery View, what you'll see is everybody else, which is totally fine as well, but that can sometimes be hard to follow along. All right, so getting yourself set up, let's go ahead and come to a standing position. Weights can be off to the side, standing nice and tall. Let's do some big shoulder rolls back. And let's take our shoulders forward. So just a reminder that this is your time and your practice. So please listen to your body, take breaks when you need to, let those shoulders relax, soften your knees. Let's inhale, open up the arms and lift the chest. So a little back bend here, and then exhale, round the back, backs of the hands touch, tuck the tail, drop the chin. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Keep going, follow your breath. Just finding that nice movement both in the arms and throughout the spine. And then let the arms relax and let's do some side bending. So reaching one hand down your leg, move through center, and then other arm down your leg. So keep going side to side. And then make your way back to center. Let's bring our fingertips to our shoulders, elbows point out to the side, and soften the knees. Try and keep your lower body still and twist just your upper body. And then coming to center, letting those arms relax. Let's do a neck stretch and then we'll start doing some weights. Let's bring that right ear towards the right shoulder, nice side stretch of the neck. Few deep breaths. And then other ear to shoulder, side stretch. And then back to center. All right, feel free to grab your weights if you want them. We're doing squats, so you don't need the weights if you don't want to. If you have the weights, sometimes it's nice to hold them by your chest, in front of your chest. You could also have them by your shoulders or by your side. I like them in front of me, but really do whatever feels good. Let your feet be a little wider than the shoulders. Toes can point forward or slightly out to the side. Up to you. Let's bend those knees, let the hips go back, torso comes forward for our squat, and then come back up. I'll give you a side view as well. You don't need to move. You're just gonna keep squatting. It's up to you how low you go. So if you want, you can make it a smaller squat. Be kind to your body, make it feel safe. Watch that those knees are tracking along that same angle as your toes, that your knees aren't knocking in. All right, and then go ahead and take a break. Let those arms come down, shake it off. All right, with your weights or your cans or your water bottles, we're moving to some overhead pressing. Again, you can do this with no weight, and especially if you keep your form really good, then you'll still feel something. So elbows are bent, palms would face forward. We're going to push those arms up towards the ceiling and back down. I'm going to show you a side view. So as you do this, the rest of the body is still. The hips aren't moving, the spine is not moving. Sometimes what I see is this. I don't want that. Not great on the spine, not good on the back or the hips. We want to keep the body still and just move through the shoulders and the arms. If you'd like, you can bring your hips against the wall, heels maybe half an inch away from the wall, and do the overhead press, maintaining your back and your hips on the wall. And that'll make sure that you're not moving your hips or your spine. That can make it feel quite hard, and that's the point. So especially if you have no weight and you have access to a wall, do this putting your heart rate monitor height or bra line height against the wall, your hips against the wall, and your heels about half an inch from the wall, and do the overhead press. And you'll definitely feel a little bit more work in the arms and in the shoulders. Couple more. All right, take a break, let those arms come down. Take a breath, and we're going back to our squats. So we're repeating the squats. Feel free to have the weights wherever is comfortable, or no weights is also fine. Bend those knees, hips can go back, chest can come slightly forward, and straighten. Keep going. Go as fast or as slow as you would like. Couple more. All right, and then coming up, taking a break, relaxing those arms. Feel free to shake it out. And we'll go back to those overhead presses. So if the wall is helpful, feel free to find that wall again. So heels half an inch from the wall, hips on the wall, and then part of your back on the wall. So around the heart rate monitor or bra line height. would be close to where the part of the body would be touching the wall. Maybe the head is touching, maybe not. We bend the elbows, palms face forward, push those arms up to the ceiling and back down. So again, you don't need to use the wall, it's just helpful. If you're not using the wall, make sure you're paying attention to your form, that you're not moving through the spine or the hips, and that you're doing a pure shoulder and arm movement. One or two more. And letting those arms go, shake it off. All right, let's move on. We're gonna do some side lunges. Again, you can have your weights or not. Let's take our feet really wide. So wider than the shoulders. I like the toes pointing forward, but it's up to you. If it's more comfortable with the toes pointing slightly out, that's fine. Weights can be by your chest, by your side, by your shoulders, or no weights at all. We bend one knee, hips go back, the other leg is straight. So we have one bent knee, one straight leg. It's like a squat, but just with one leg. And then we come up and we go to the other side. I'll give you a side view here in a moment and come on up. So we bend one knee, one leg is straight, so just make sure you actually have one straight leg. Your torso can come forward somewhat as you bend. Keep going at your own pace. As always, you can make this smaller, you can make this faster, you can make this slower. Couple more. All right, and then letting those arms relax, bring your legs back together, shake it off. All right, we're gonna do some reverse bicep curls. We did this a few weeks ago. So with your weights or your water bottles, you're gonna let your palms face back. So your thumbs are towards each other. That's the start position. So the palms are facing back. Then you're going to bend your elbows and do a bicep curl, except for your palms are facing forward, so it's a little different. And then lower down. If you hate this, do regular bicep curls with the palms facing forward. So that is an option. So we're gonna just keep going. So reverse curls or do regular ones if you prefer. So just to change it up a bit. Works those forearms in a different way. Can feel a lot harder. We're not used to curling in this way. Couple more. Good. And rest. Let's do those side lunges again. So repeating. Nice wide stance. We bend one knee, hips go back, chest comes forward, one leg is straight. Back to center and switch sides. Maybe one more on each side. evening yourself out, and then coming up, releasing those arms, bringing your legs back towards each other. Reverse curls or regular curls if you prefer. So palms face back if you're doing the reverse curls. We're bending the elbows, hands come by the shoulders, and then lowering the arms back down. All right, and then let's go ahead and let that go. Put the weights off to the side, and let's find our chair or a wall. We'll do a little bit of balance work here. So I'm facing sideways. You can face forward towards your computer just so that you can see me a little better. So hands on your support. Let's stand on a balance beam or a tightrope. Let's step that right foot in front of the left. Find your balance here. And then let go of your hands, as much or as little as you'd like. So 2 hands can stay. Maybe 1 hand comes off. Maybe 1 or 2 fingers are on. Maybe you're hovering. All right, hands back on. Let's switch. Other foot in front. So left foot steps in front of the right. Stand on that balance beam. And when you're ready, maybe you let go with 1 hand. Maybe you hold on with 1 or 2 fingers. Maybe you hover your hands. Maybe you let go altogether. It's up to you. Find what feels interesting, challenging, but safe. All right, and then go ahead and release, shake it off. We're gonna go into some lunges. I'm gonna just move my chair. Sorry for the squeaking sound. So we'll have our left hand on the chair. Our left foot will come forward, our right foot will be back. The right foot is back, 1 to 3 feet back. The back heel is off the ground. So we're gonna do little lunges here, 2 bent knees. So all 10 toes face forward. We have 1 hand on the chair for balance support. Your back heel is off the ground the entire time. We bend both knees and then we straighten both legs. So we're just going down and up. If you feel balanced, you can always let go of your chair as you bend and straighten your legs. Couple more. All right. And then let's go ahead and take a break. Hold on to your chair, step your back foot to meet your front, and we'll go to the other side. So if you want, you can turn around so your other hand is on the chair. Otherwise, you can stay with the same hand on. We now have the right foot forward and the left foot back. You are on railroad track, so don't stand on a tightrope. That makes it really hard. So give yourself a tiny bit of space between the legs, right to left. Your feet front to back are 1 to 3 feet apart, depending on the length of the legs. The back heel is off the ground. The front foot is planted. We bend both knees as much or as little as you'd like, and then we straighten both legs. We go down and up. Up to you if you're holding on or not. All right, one more. And then let's step forward, shake it off, take a little moment. And we're gonna grab our weights if you want them for some arm work. Totally optional to have the weights as always. Maybe grab some cans or water bottles. We're standing tall, we have our weights, one on each hand, or water bottles, one on each hand. We're gonna reach those arms out to the side into a T position and lower down with control. So we go up and down. Now, if this is really hard, bend your elbows a little, right? So bending the elbows will make this less intense. Of course, if this is easy, you'll either want to grab some weight or don't lower your arms down all the way. Just go halfway and then back up. Halfway and then back up so that you don't get a moment of break. Keep going. Couple more. All right, and then letting that go, put the weights off to the side. We're going to repeat our lunges. So left foot forward, right foot back. Maybe you're holding on to the chair with a hand or a wall or a table with the hand. Maybe not, maybe you feel comfortable without it now. All 10 toes are facing forward. Back heel is off the ground. We bend both knees. Well, actually, why don't I give you a front view this time? We bend both knees and then straighten both legs. Keep going. So as you can see, my feet are on two separate planes, right? So I'm not on a tightrope. Two parallel lines. Couple more. All right, and then we'll step forward and switch sides. So feel free to adjust which hand is holding on if you'd like. Other leg steps back. All 10 toes face forward. Back heel is off the ground. We bend both knees and we straighten both legs. At your own pace. So as always, don't worry about anybody else. Move at your pace. One or two more. All right, stepping forward and grabbing your weights. We'll do those deltoid lifts. Standing tall, taking a deep breath, then arms go out towards the side and back down. So again, you have that option not to go all the way down if you need a little more challenge. Or of course, if you have heavier weights, that would make it harder. If it's too much, bend those elbows. Right, then it won't be quite as hard. Control, no matter what you choose to do. You don't have weight, maybe imagine that you're moving through something sticky. Or that you're resisting, really trying to push something and then pull something. Couple more. All right, and then bring those weights down, put them off to the side. Let's do a quick shoulder stretch. We'll bring one arm in front of you, cross it over, hook your elbow and pull the arm in. And letting that go, and same thing on the other side. So arm comes forward, cross it, hook the elbow, pull it in. And release, shake it off. All right, we are going to repeat all of the exercises, or almost all the exercises that we did. And then we'll do a little balance if we have time at the end. So we will start with our squats. Then we'll move to overhead press. And don't worry, I'll talk you through it. We'll go into side lunge right after that. After our side lunge, reverse bicep curls. After that, we go into our front lunges and then our deltoid lifts. We do about 10 of each, but we all move at our own pace, so it won't be exactly that. We're not going to take any breaks, so if you need to take a break, you can always do that, but just know we're going to do it all in one go. So if you need to, take a sip of water right now, take a deep breath, get yourself mentally prepared. All right, let's grab those weights if you want them. We're going into squats to begin. Feet go a little wider than the shoulders, toes point whatever direction feels good for you. We bend those knees and straighten at your own pace. All right, let's move right into those overhead presses. Hands are by the shoulders, palms face forward. We push the hands up to the ceiling and back down. All right, let's move into those side lunges. Weights go wherever you'd like. Feet go wide. We bend one knee, hips go back. One leg is straight. Then we straighten, we switch sides. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. Keep going. All right, coming up. Let those arms relax. Feet come together. Let's do our reverse curls or regular bicep curls if you don't like the reverse. We bend the elbows, hands come by the shoulders, and then hands lower down. So if you are doing reverse, the palms start facing back. If you're doing regular, the palms would start facing forward when your arms are straight. Okay, let's do those front lunges. If you want, you can hold the weights or put them to the side if you're going to hold on to your chair for balance. One foot in front, one foot behind. All 10 toes face forward. Back heel is lifted. You are on two parallel lines. We bend both knees, lowering down. We straighten both legs, coming up. All right, and then let's switch. Other foot in front. I'll give a front view this time. So we've switched which leg is in front. Maybe you're holding on, maybe you're not. We bend and straighten. That's a couple more. All right, let's take those legs together. Let's do those deltoid lifts. Arms go out to the side. We're almost there. And lower down. It's up to you. Maybe you lower halfway. Maybe you lower all the way. Maybe you imagine that you're really pushing those arms against something as you move. That will make it harder, especially if you don't have weight. Maybe the elbows bend. Lots of options as always. Okay, and then letting that go. Putting the weights down, shaking out those arms. Let's reach those arms back behind us. Interlace the fingers. If you can't interlace, just reach back and squeeze those shoulder blades together. And letting the arms go, shake them off. Let's stand behind our chair. We'll do a stretch here for a moment. Hands on the chair, walk yourself back into an upside down L pose or a chair dog. Hands could also be on a wall or on a table. Torso can be slightly lifted if bringing it down isn't nice. You can also have your knees bent. Go ahead and lift your torso up, walk yourself forward. Let's do a calf stretch before we balance. Let's keep the left foot where it is. Step your right foot back, 1 to 3 feet back. But this time we bring the heel down. So both feet are flat on the ground. That back heel is touching the ground. And we bend the front knee. So the front knee is bent, back leg is straight, back heel is pushing into the earth. Let's switch sides. Step that right foot forward. Left leg steps back, 1 to 3 feet back. All 10 toes face forward. Back heel pushes into the ground. The front knee bends. Smooth breath. And stepping forward. All right, let's do a little balance. So you can have one or two hands holding on. I'm going to do one hand, that way I can face you, but feel free to face your chair and have two hands on. Let's lift one foot off the ground. It's up to you. We're going to do both sides. So you pick what side you want to start with. One foot comes off the ground. If that's too much, toes are touching the ground. All right, so we have toes of one foot, entire other foot on the ground, or maybe those toes are off the ground. You're holding on either with two hands, one hand, maybe one finger, maybe just your pinky, or maybe nothing at all. If this is easy, right? So if you need more challenge and your hands are not holding, right? If you're completely balanced, then you can close your eyes for more challenge. All right, and then let's switch sides. Standing on your other foot, so whichever foot you haven't balanced on, we're switching. Feel free to have the toes on the ground or lift them up for more challenge. You're holding on with two hands or one hand or a few fingers or just the tip of your pinky or nothing at all. And again, if you need more challenge, feel free to close the eyes. It's totally fine to wobble. In fact, we want this to feel hard. You want to be challenged. That's how your body is going to adapt and get better at balancing. So if it's too easy, make it a little bit harder, as long as it's safe, right? You want to feel like you're wobbling, but you're not going to fall and collapse on the ground or trip as you're uh, catching your balance. All right, let's go ahead and come down, shake it off. One more balance on each side, or we're going to step into a tightrope again. So one foot in front of the other. Again, you're holding on with two hands or one hand, or no hands or a finger. So whatever amount of support you need for the balance beam or the tightrope. But now we're going to add head movement. So we're going to turn our head right and left, looking over one shoulder and then the other, then back to center. Then we'll look up and down. Then back to center. Then ear to shoulder and other ear. And back to center. All right, let's do that on the other side. So other foot in front, find that balance beam or tightrope, holding on, two hands, one hand, a few fingers, or nothing at all. We turn, look our head one way and then the other, so right and left. Then up and down. Center, ear to shoulder, so side stretch. Center, other side. Center, and shake it off. All right, let's inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling, reaching tall. Exhale, lower the arms down. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Exhale, back down. One more. Inhale, circle. Exhale, lower down. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. Thanks everyone so much for joining for our functional fitness. I feel like we haven't done the functional fitness in a long time because I was out of town. Let's see some logistics. So I'm gone next week again, but then I should be here through the rest of the year after that. So Caro is teaching yoga while I'm gone, the same times. So Wednesday morning, Friday morning / afternoon. It depends on your time zones. So 9 a.m. Wednesday Pacific, 10 a.m. Friday Pacific, but you might be in a different time zone, so just make sure you check the time zone. Um, we have time for questions. So questions about class, questions about yoga, if you have questions about that, anything you'd like to ask, now is your time. Of course, if you need to go, you are totally welcome to pop off and go.
Enjoyed the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Have a good trip.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the session. I really enjoy doing this.
Awesome. Thanks, Millie.
I wish I could get this camera hooked up to
Say that,
Zoom.
say that again?
I can't seem to get my camera hooked up to Zoom.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
I know, I'm
I have
going
the
to
same problem.
today.
I think Margaret just said she has the same problem. I think we're in good company. I think uh
Yeah,
I used to have it on. I used to work, but
then again, I haven't. If I, where I'm going today is uh, they repair cell phones, and I'm going in there again and ask them to help me because they've helped me before when I've had cell phone problems, and they told me I could come back and they would help me with anything else I needed help with. And
oh,
this
that's
is
awesome.
all private business. It's not one of the companies that are going to charge anybody an arm and a leg. So if you can find somebody like that, that may work.
That's great, Millie. I'm glad that you have somewhere you can go to help with the tech stuff. That's great.
There are individuals in every community, every city or whatever, town or wherever we are, um, good people who just simply like to help as well as repair phones and computers and all that sort of thing. I
Yeah,
hope you and come back safely.
and thank you. Yeah, some libraries also will do like a computer program or like help with tech. Um,
Yes,
so
I forget that. I have gone to my local library here, and she only spent just a small amount of time. And I sat twice with her, and she has reinforced my confidence in getting back online and using the internet.
Skincare.
that's
So yeah,
awesome, Millie.
libraries are good to go to. Bye bye.
Bye. Oh, I see, Deborah. I really didn't want to get up for this, but glad I did. Um, that's awesome. Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to go, and sometimes the right thing is to just show up. And even if you don't do everything, that's okay. Um, Joe, I feel like you were gonna say something, and then maybe it cut out. No, that's okay. I'm seeing all of you in the chat, so thank you, everyone. Give everyone another minute or two if people have questions. But of course, if you're ready to go, you can totally go. Looks like no one has any questions. So I will let you all go. I'm looking forward to seeing you in a few weeks. Go to Caro's class, have fun, and I will see you all next time. Thank you.